We're
And
live.
we are
We're
live.
live.
Oh, it's always fun learning new technology within the last 24 hours and making it all come together. Right, Tori?
Oh boy, yes. This is my first time doing a webinar live on YouTube behind the scenes. So thanks for your patience and while I teach myself how to do this. So we're super excited to be on. Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of delay on our end. And so as you guys trickle in and you join the live, if you could chat, let's use the chat in the comments and let us know where you're from. Look out your window right now. How much snow do you have on the ground? I'm looking out at mine here in southeast Idaho, and we have grass, no snow, but the mountains are filling up. Thomas, what about you? What does the outside of your window look like over there in Sweden?
The outs well, the outside of my window is looking pretty dark. I'm 8 hours ahead of you.
Oh, that's right.
But
It's
on the
nighttime. Yeah.
ground, yeah. But we do have right where I live, we don't have that much snow, like less than we normally have, and it's pretty cold, like 20 something Celsius negative, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. But yeah, no, it's good. And I
Awesome.
was just on Instagram telling everyone how I was nervous about doing this live, and yeah, I guess I'm still a little nervous.
Yeah, they're fun. We don't do many lives here at Deviant Inc. Slendercast. For those who aren't familiar with me, one of the owners of Deviant Inc., one of the big kind of projects and things that I oversee there is our Slendercast podcast. So you might be familiar with me there. We don't usually do live. Like all of our stuff is usually recorded, pre-recorded, and then we publish it later. Um, but the Mountain Grit team asked me if I would help out and put them through the uh, through the test here again. We already had one go of this back in October. Reached out to Thomas and said, "Hey, man, like there's a lot of stuff going on with your companies. Let's get on and talk about what happened and more importantly, what you have cooking." And that was October, like October 1st, Thomas, when we published that podcast episode. So I think what is that, November, December, like 4 months ago. And so when you guys asked me, I said, this is going to be a good opportunity for me to just get an update for myself, right? Kind of selfishly, but also I think there's a lot of people like me out there that are interested in and wanting to see what's happening and what's next and some of the successes and some of the challenges and not to mention you can become an investor through crowdfunding in Mountain Grit. And so what's come of that since you dropped that information back in the fall? And so I'm excited. I've got a ton of questions. The point of this too to go live was so that we could get your questions coming in. And so as we work through this webinar with Thomas, myself and Tori are going to be watching the chat and see what questions you have. We've got a dedicated slot at the end where we're going to try and cram all of your questions in. And so whatever we don't answer throughout the webinar, we'll get to that at the end. And if you need to remind us, and we'll make sure we get to those questions. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, housekeeping wise, I think we're good. If for whatever reason, something funky happens, you guys can't hear us. If you could just chat in and help us out there, and fingers crossed that power stays and the technology works. So, did we do good? Did we cover everything in the intro?
Yeah, I think, did we cover a little
Think
bit with drop in some comments and all of our viewers, seeing where they're coming from, either if you're an investor, dedicated,
Yes.
yes, letter, a Thomas fan. I know I'm here as a fan.
Oh,
Yeah, let us know why you're here. Are you already an investor? Are you looking at potentially investing in Mountain Grit? Are you just a fan of the brand and want to see it going? One thing that's super cool, and why I was really excited about doing this, we'll jump into the webinar here shortly, but most brands, I think it's really remarkable when you come out at the beginning and say, hey, here's my story. We're going to build this. This is how we're going to build it. It's going to be hard, but come along for the journey. And that's pretty remarkable because it takes a lot of guts to do that, because it may not go the way you want it to go. It may be different than what you say. And so I've always admired those who come out and tell people, about what they're doing and getting to follow along the journey that way, rather than just all of a sudden one day you pop open a camera after you've done everything and start talking about what you've done historically, but not allowing any of us to hop on and join along for the ride. So this is a cool story, Thomas, and we're gonna kick things off. I see there's a lot of people chatting in, and we've got snow, so there is snow on the ground in some places in the world. And we're all over. We're in Canada, Edmonton, Sweden, Wisconsin. We've got some investors already in here. It looks like that are chatting in. So this is great. Okay, all right. Let's get this show on the road. So, Thomas, give us your best 4-month update. We kind of left things off. You kind of did the podcast circuits when you launched Mountain Grit, and you said, "Hey, I've got a new company. It's going to be snowmobile gear. It's going to be lifestyle and workwear. We're going to launch products, and you can also invest." And then that was kind of like it. And so, fast forward 4 months to today. What has gone on? What has the team there at Mountain Grit been working on? Bring us up to speed at where Mountain Grit is at right now, and what you've had to do over the last 4 months.
oh, absolutely. It's crazy that it's been just 4 months. I haven't thought about it since, but now that you mention it, yeah, there's been so much happening in 4 months that it feels like a lot longer, to be honest with you. Since then, I mean, when we spoke, we hadn't even uh, told anyone about the brand name. So that's how
No,
long it's been.
that's true. Yeah, when we did the podcast, like, we'll do it, but I can't say the brand name yet. That's actually true. Yeah.
Yeah. And at the time, I think we were still thinking about this huge, grand Apple style live event where we would reveal the brand name, but it ended up being Alex, our designer, Marianne, runs our administration, like in a dirty field, just pulling up the cell phone and revealing it. So things change, plans changes, and but that's usually not always, but it's usually a good thing, I think. I mean, since then, as I said, we have revealed the name, and we have got ourselves approved, which wasn't that easy actually for to launch a crowdfunding campaign under the regulations that applies to that. We have seen and commented all our first samples. We have worked on the developments. We have done a ton of marketing, and yeah, right now we are sitting and waiting for our first pre-production, or salesman samples is what we call it in our daily around the office. We're waiting for our first salesman samples to show up, and those samples are going to look exactly like the ones that we are putting in production and eventually delivering. So we now have a launch date for the apparel, for the snow line, set to the beginning of March, and the first pieces will then be delivered in September. So yeah, going from where we was just 8 months ago to, well, 4 months ago to today,
Yep.
it's been a pretty wild journey with yeah, a lot of things going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we do
So
have samples to show at the end of this, so stick
yes.
around.
Oh yeah, we do.
And
We
I
do. We
forgot to
have
mention
some.
that.
yeah,
I forgot to mention that. Yeah, I was gonna drop that in there. Yeah, we're gonna get some eyeball candy at the end of this with some of the samples. So, uh, Thomas, so in at the end at the 1st of March, so we're only a few weeks, away. February is a short month. Mountain Grit will have products on the website. Did I understand that correctly? Or will you
Yeah.
just be showing the products and then a few weeks later it'll be live for people to purchase?
Uh, I think it's going to come down to the logistic gods, whether we will have everything here by the time we actually want it. I mean, I would love to be able to say 1st of March, but I'm going to stick to the beginning of March with the ambition of being as quick as we can. But yes, there will be a website, and there will hopefully be photos of all the products on the website.
Yeah. Tori and Alex are like, don't give us time. Give us time. They're like, come on, Thomas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't say too much here.
Yeah. Don't make promises.
I
Exactly.
know Alex is sitting right now. Our designer is sitting at home watching this and sweating probably. I'm going to hear about this tomorrow.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Okay, so that'll be fun to see here in the next few weeks. As far as what you're most excited about, as far as building the business and where you're at right now, what are you most? I mean, because this isn't your first time doing this, and so as you look back and historically of kind of going through this process before, and this one's different, of course, with Mountain Grit. What gets you excited? Like, what are you excited about this go around?
I mean, I am excited about a lot of things. I mean, but first and foremost, I guess applying the things that we've learned, the experiences that we made, and the understandings of the world that we gained throughout all these years, and applying that into a new brand. I think that's both exciting and challenging. And we often talk about, how we can avoid falling into the same old tracks again, and how we can kind of, we're set out to reinvent ourselves, so we want to try and do that. I mean, I'm excited for some things from a business perspective, and I'm excited for other things from my, passionate snowmobiler perspective. So, and these things are a little bit different. And from a snowmobiler's perspective, and I'm excited about going back to the drawing board, and us designing our products from the ground and up, and realizing that we a lot of the things that we learned, they still, how to say, hold
Hold
uh,
true.
hold true. So yeah, and then seeing these products like materialize and then coming to fruition is pretty exciting for us.
Yeah.
From
For the Oh, did I cut you off?
Oh yeah, no, I go ahead.
I was just going to ask for those maybe who haven't been on some of the webinars that or some of the podcasts that you've done, maybe give us just kind of a quick rundown of what within your guys' minds, like what that product line is going to look like, because it's not just going to be, snowmobile performance gear. And from my understanding, there's also going to be workwear, maybe some casual in there, and there's a purpose behind that. Obviously, that's probably going to get brought up. It could be brought up now or maybe later on in the webinar. But what is that kind of that product line going to look like, and paint that picture for us?
Uh, well, one of the things that we learned the hard way during these years is that as much as we love the snowmobile industry, it is not a it is pretty limited industry as far as how big it or how small it is. Like, we're passionate about our sport, but we're not that many people when at the end of the day. So, in order to build a profitable business, we do need to do something more than just the snowmobile products. And this is something I've thought about for the past 20 years. But there's always been the question mark, like what is it that makes sense for us to do? Like you could always argue that, well, our sled dealerships, they sell motorcycles in the summer, so naturally we should do motorcycle gear. But I feel like you have to have some sort of a passion and natural understanding for the products that you make. And I never ridden a motorcycle in my life. So it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be wise of us to do motorcycle gear. I mean, we could try and copy someone else, but that wouldn't be, that's not what we do. We want to try to use our knowledge and experience in things when we design products. So we sat down and thought about it, and we landed on workwear, which at first may sound like that's pretty far away from sled gear and like super technical waterproof stuff, but it isn't. It is and it isn't at the same time. It's natural because, well, to me, my old company was actually a welding shop for the first 10 years before it became a clothing brand. So I have that background, and Alex, that designs all our products, actually used to work for us back then as a welder. So we do have a lot of experience and touch points from that time. And we wanted something that we could manufacture and work with all year around, and workwear is actually one of those products. And it's also fun and challenging to do something that's just completely outside of the industry that we've been in for so long.
I think the biggest
But
point too, really quick, sorry if you don't mind me jumping in.
yeah, no,
I'm going to be
go.
silent quite a bit, and I apologize. I'm looking at multiple screens and answering messages and questions. So, I think to add to that too is we really honed in on our customer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Thomas doesn't dirt bike. I do. Thanks for the shout out, Eric Peterson. That's awesome. But our customer, right, is our blue collar worker. And after being on the phone and really getting to know our investors and asking questions, and they're more excited about this workwear line. And here, this workwear line, you can wear it anywhere. I mean, for me, I would rather be out fixing a trailer or tiny house, and loading my sleds in the gear, and working around the house. But most of our customers are blue collar workers. They're in their workwear, so that is a reminder, right? When they're working their butt off, when they're dirty, they're working long days in the harsh elements, they're reminded, like, why am I working so hard? And it's to go snowmobile. It's to be out in the backcountry. So if you can wear that same brand and product, that's that same durability while working and making money to do what you love, is incredible. So I think it's really cool, and it again branches into a whole nother industry, which is going to be a lot of fun. It's hard not to jump right in and want to do everything. So it'll be fun to see where it grows and jumping into other industries and categories, and in different shops. Yeah, so I think the workwear line is really exciting, especially since after being in Sweden, there's a lot of different workwear features and styles in Europe, and it's really actually catching on over here in the US and in Canada, as I've talked about some of our new features in this workwear. It's kind of like the future of work pants, of where you put your tools and your screws in your pockets, and where you carry your knife. So yeah, really excited about the workwear line, and then obviously to kind of bring everything together is a lifestyle line as well. So really, we want the customer, who's excited about the snowmobile gear, right? We make badass snowmobile gear, but also have a something of the entire product line, with workwear, with lifestyle, with snowmobile gear, for every day, year round. That's my
That
sales.
was fantastic. That was fantastic. Oh my goodness. We're done. We are
I'm in
done right
sales.
now.
Yeah.
Tori just dropped
Perfect.
the mic. There we go. So, okay. So I've got two follow-up questions to that. The first one is, will we see workwear in this March, like in this March initial drop? Will we see some workwear there, or will it just be snowmobile?
The drop in March is going to be the snowmobile line,
Okay.
and the reason for that is because we gave it priority during the fall, just to make sure
Yep.
we would capture the timeline that this industry is working by. And the workwear is in a slightly delay, not delayed, but later development stage. But we expect to start seeing the first workwear, well, prototypes and finished products during the spring and the summer and the fall. So we're not
Yeah.
that far behind.
Yeah. Cool. So my other question, uh, Thomas, like you and I, we may have some similar brain concepts going on here, because I, just like you, like, how do you keep things organized and not just want to spread product out so widely? How are you guys going to stay focused? What's the strategy here? When you say workwear, how many SKUs? Is it like one pants, one top, one heavyweight piece of garment? What will that look like at the launch here?
Yeah, I mean, so here's the excitement of working with products and developing products and come up with new things, and then there's the other side of it, trying to be a responsible businessman and keep things like SKU numbers down and consider your cash flow and how much capital you're tying up, and well, how many SKUs you can actually sell. So that's a battle, because as excited we can be about the products, we have to be as excited about running a profitable and successful business. So yeah, the battle is real, but I think this is actually one of those things that you asked us before, what got me excited about Mountain Grit, and I think one of those things is actually how we have set up things with connecting us ourselves to our investors in a completely different way and giving us access to a large base of people that have interest in the company that we can connect with and ask for advice and reach out for help when it comes to these things, as choosing the right material and the right colors and deciding for this product over this product. This is different because as a manufacturer of consumer products, like typically you are very, very far away from your consumer. You're usually like one or two or three steps away from your customer. You're going to have a distributor, a dealership, and ultimately an end consumer, but you're never really talking to them. So you're talking to a purchaser at a distributor, you're talking to a purchaser at a dealership. So they make a lot of those decisions for you. Uh, in this case, with the crowdfunding, that means that we have a large base of investors that have an interest in helping us growing the company and growing it healthy and pulling us forward. And we also made it the strategy to make how to say be closer to our customers, so that
Hmm.
we can make the right purchase decisions on things like the funky colors that the purchaser at a distributor will probably look away from because he sees risk. And uh, uh, but this way, well, by doing it the way we're doing it now, we're going to be able to offer our end consumers to have a say, whether they like that color, and maybe we
Mm,
should bring in an odd size that we otherwise wouldn't consider, because again, it is a risk. Anything that's not a medium and a large and in the color black or red is a huge risk in inventory. But by allowing our consumers to speak directly to us and tell us directly before we start the production what they actually want to see, and what they are interested in buying, that helps us bring in the right sizes, the 4XLs, the 2 extra smalls, the yellow orange combination that no one would have thought about otherwise. So I think that's one of those things that actually makes me pretty excited. It is, the ability to be much closer to the customers is new to us.
yeah. Yeah, no, that's awesome. I mean, I think we're kind of conditioned to, internally there's a team that with their experiences and their brains, they come up with colorways internally that go through some approval processes, and then bam, there's the colorway, right? And sometimes they're awesome, they hit. Sometimes, the consumer, you sit back and you're like, oh man, I wonder why they did that colorway, right? That's kind of weird. And so opening that up before we as the consumer see it on launch day is cool. That's a cool thing that I think you guys are doing. I'm excited to see how you guys publicize that and make that an important thing going forward. I saw a question. I'm trying not to I'm trying to hold off on the questions, but like my eyeball caught one, and so I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna answer. I'm just gonna ask it. There was a question about boots. I don't want to get into like, hey, are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this? But the boots one caught me. It's kind of a bigger, piece of equipment. I can't remember if from previous conversations, if you guys are launching, you're gonna drop a boot in this first kind of launch, or if that will be kind of a secondary piece of gear.
I don't know how much you want to say, Thomas. And Alex
Hey,
is
we're
listening.
live, so whatever is said is done. Okay,
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
but I will.
Yeah, it is happening.
Yeah, and again, you can tell me to, yeah, be quiet too, Thomas. But really,
Go for it.
is starting out with what we do best, right? So obviously, our outerwear, jackets, bibs, mono suits, gloves, which is our staple, and really focusing on that. We're brand new. I mean, they just started this. I mean, it hasn't even been what, 8 months? Really 6 months. And so, I mean, a production order with so many SKUs is massive. So really, it's starting with what we do best and growing the product line from there. Long
Yeah.
story short, I mean,
Uh,
Thomas, you can jump in on that one.
Yeah, no, you're right. And the reason why people, because we're getting a lot of questions about boots specifically, and the reason why we're getting these questions is because people aren't always happy with their boots. It's tricky to find good boots for snowmobiling. It's a very demanding environment if you think of it. Like it's crazy. So it's not something you want to kind of rush into, because specifically boots require a lot of development time. They are very specific to what we do, and the type of abuse they have to hold up to. Uh, I we will make you very pleased with boots eventually, but we will release the boots when we know that you're going to be extremely happy with them. We've done a lot of boots over the years. We know how to make them, but we also know what goes into it. So we're not going to rush into anything that backfires on us.
There you go. There's the answer right
Yeah,
there.
there's the
Boots,
answer right there.
boots coming date question mark, but it will be a good boot,
It will be an amazing boot.
an amazing boot. Awesome. Uh, Mountain Grit team. So you guys have been at it, for 8 months, kind of 4 months publicly, as we've known it as a consumer base. You talked about some of the challenges, Thomas. You're creating a year-round business, trying to eliminate seasonality, right, out of a snowmobile performance gear brand, uh, workwear. Bringing in what are some of the challenges that, like, maybe we've kind of gone on with life over the last 4 months, but you guys have been grinding. What are some of the challenges for as you kickstart and launch this business? Going forward, what are some of those challenges behind the scenes that maybe we have not, that would be interesting for us just to kind of know what you guys are doing and dealing with?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of what we've done aside from developing products, like we've spent a lot of time on talking about our strategies and our plans for the future and how to avoid these challenges more than having to deal with them. So the first challenge we knew we were going to run into is production financing our production once we are ready to place an order. So to try and tackle that, we early on decided that we would try to raise funds for the company through crowdfunding, which is what we've done. And it's by the time we launched the campaign in November, we had been working on it for 3 or 4 months at least. It was a lot of work putting that together. But the reason why we're doing that, and I have a lot of really good calls with current and future investors, and I usually pick a point out of explaining what their investment is going to be used for. And it's not to pay my salary or pay rent or any of our like regular expenses, but the reason why we raise capital for the company is to give us working capital to strengthen our balance sheet. These are the things that are the most important when we go to a bank to finance the production. Credit is the toughest part about this business. I mean, we can talk about boots, we can talk about zippers that breaks, and the challenges in making a suit waterproof. But that's usually that's the easy part. The challenging part is to secure credits to actually put your products into production. So the crowdfunding is a huge part of that, and that's the reason why we're doing it the way we're doing it. And again, this is money that goes to our balance sheet. It's not to pay my salary.
And you're putting that money there, like you said, to kind of beef that up, just so that it when you take this to a bank or a financier, when they see that cash there on the balance sheet, they feel a little bit more comfortable about opening up, financing, line of credit, whatever that might be, from the business side of things. Is that how we are to read that?
Yes, correctly. And if you think of it, I mean, jackets with a specific color in a container somewhere on its way to a warehouse, that's something that's really difficult for a bank to look at as collateral and secure their credits. If I go out and
Yeah.
buy an excavator and park it outside my house, it's going to be whatever 40,000 pounds of steel. That's something they can touch and take back if they have to. Our jackets
Yep.
are more difficult, so that's why it makes this more challenging, basically.
Yeah.
So the other challenge for us is to figure out ways of basically buying products with higher precision. And the crowdfunding is actually part of that. And I talked a little bit about it with, placing us much closer to our customers so that we know what our customers are actually looking to buy before we put it in production. Where companies like this ends up losing money, and I think this goes across the board for apparel companies. The reason why you're seeing huge sales every year, and the reason why companies are doing Black Fridays and you know all these campaigns that you're seeing, the reason is because they didn't buy the right products, and everything you're buying with a discount is something that they lose money on, and it turns into an unprofitable business that somehow have to make that money back. And unfortunately, that is usually done by watering down the product quality and the things that you actually are looking for when you're buying their product. So it just comes back and bites you as a consumer when this is happening. So strategy wise, this is probably our the biggest thing we've been working on. Like, how do we buy products with higher precision? How do we avoid seeing our products put on huge sale because we bought the wrong products? It's going to benefit the customers in the long run if we can afford continuing building long lasting products with high quality, like the functions that we're looking for, instead of, removing critical parts from the suit and just accepting that they leak water, because all of a sudden that compensates for the money that we lost on products in the past. So we're just trying to be smart about it. We accept that
Yep.
we might have to grow a little slower because of that, and we accept other things. But our strategy is to build very long-lasting relationships with our customers, but through quality, through involving our customers as owners in our company, and by being smarter about the way we spend our marketing money. So strategy.
Awesome. There you go. You know, Thomas, I quite like. I've seen some of the types of people, fans, right, who are here joining us. The chat's been awesome. Appreciate you guys keeping that vibrant in there for us. Um, if this could be a long conversation, but we can't make it a long conversation because we still have, some really cool stuff to talk about. But as far as supporting the brand, right, and part of growth, will there be some sort of an ambassador program? Is that something that you guys have talked about? I know you have very strong opinions about how ambassadorship currently is, specifically within the snowmobile industry. Is that something that's kind of like still in the air of like how are we going to roll this out so that it's a win-win for everyone? Or do you have like, this is it, this is the program, if you want to join, here it is?
Um, I mean, ambassadors, the action sport industry have had ambassadors long before the word influencer was invented. So I mean, we're not new to this. And when the rest of the world realized that there was a room or a place for influencers, it became a bigger thing. Uh, Ambassadors, yes, we're going to have ambassadors or people representing us.
Right
Probably
now,
not
short
in the
answer too
exact.
is really quick.
Was
Our investors have been our biggest ambassadors so far.
yes,
And,
yeah,
we've had some previous amazing, loyal ambassadors from a previous company who've really stuck with it, with us through all of this, and are our biggest ambassadors. So, sorry, I just wanted to jump in there really quick.
yeah. No,
But
you're right. You're absolutely right.
so yeah, we've again, they really are our ambassadors right now. Obviously, like Thomas said, we'll have an ambassador program. We are so new, and I think this also does tie into some more questions on here. If we want to like kind of go into these other direction questions, but um, an ambassador, like Thomas said, it's so different now. Like my background actually was in snowboarding, and competed in snowboarding, and back in the day, it was like you had real sponsors. That was you counted on them to be able to go travel and compete, and promoting them, and being in magazines. And now influencers, it's a whole different athlete, really. It's how good are you with the camera, and all that. But I mean, yeah, it's so different now. And I don't know. I just think that every person in this industry and in our sport right now is a true ambassador for every one of these brands. Like, I love being a part of all the different, snowmobile chats on social media, and hearing about what gear people like versus, another one, just what works for them. Like, and they don't have any affiliation with it. But our snowmobilers, every snowmobiler is a true ambassador for our brand, for our local dealerships. And that's another big one. Like, we want to protect our dealers partnership and margin, so we're not going to be giving out discount codes to everybody who emails and asks us for it. I mean, that's how we have to survive. That's how our dealerships have to survive, is by protecting their margins and ours. We want to stick around. We're here for forever this time, for good. And to do that, we need everybody as ambassadors. And yeah, it's tricky to say that right now as we're so new.
Yeah.
But again, our true ambassadors right now are our investors and our loyal ambassadors that have been following with us and offering any way to help possible, and growing our investor, founding investors, and really pushing them towards us. It has been the biggest win. So
Yeah.
thanks.
That's that. Thank you. There's my TED talk. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, no, you guys do this. This is actually crazy because like your ambassador, the way you guys have kind of set this up right now and how it's going, your ambassadors are investing in you, like giving you guys money, and usually it's the other way around, right? And so these are like true authentic ambassadors, right? Like, I just saw a comment come through. I don't know if it's gone. With it being grassroots, Bratfit, yeah, with it being grassroots and the history of it, I feel like there's a certain level of pride buying the new gear and rocking it. Like, I can get that. I can feel like, oh, I was with these guys from the beginning. I have a very similar thing. This is a I'm back. Sorry. I if anyone has seen me at shows or anything, like I'm always sipping on Mountain Ops. Okay, and I'm not even an ambassador for them. Like I'm just a customer. I pay full price for my Mountain Ops stuff. But I was at the first Western Hunting Expo show that they did in Salt Lake City, 2014 or 15, and they were new. And like I loved the brand. I love what they stood for, and I've been a paying customer for the amount of money. I'm trying to calculate how much money I've spent with this brand. I could probably go buy a brand new snowmobile, like if I just didn't spend it on Mountain Off stuff. And but that's the kind of people that this breeds. It's fun to get to be involved with someone from the beginning, and that's the opportunity that. And I am not affiliated. I'm unbiased with Mountain Grit. I'm not affiliated with you guys. I'm not an employee, right? Like I'm just looking at this from cool stuff happening in an industry that I'm passionate about, and I think is awesome. And so with the crowdfunding, I've got some questions around that. I think there's probably a lot of people who have questions too. How much money did you guys are you because you opened up a round of funding? How much was that round opened up for? So like how much money are you trying to raise, and how much have you raised to this point?
The goal that we have is to raise $500,000 in this round, and we opened in November, and until today we have raised $282,000 in total. Uh, in addition, we have a funnel, which is basically investments that have been started but haven't been finished yet. And this is where we reach out, we talk to people, we answer questions, we go back and forth a little bit, and every day we close another deal. So we believe that we're going to get pretty close to raising the 500,000 that was set up as a goal. Until now, actually, we haven't said anything about when we're closing this round.
Yep.
But there is a closing date now, and the final date to become an investor is going to be 30. Is it 31st of March or 30th of March? I can never remember how many days there is in March.
30,
Last day of
31
March.
days, 31 days in March.
There you go.
Yep.
So the closing date is 31st of March. And
That's coming up, guys.
Yeah.
that is coming up, yes.
So that's,
But
Hey,
yeah. And again, that's why we're calling, everyone that's in the funnel, because we want to answer any questions they may have. There may be some, quirks that we've had to deal with our platform too, and that's where Thomas invited everyone, the world, to schedule a phone call with him as well, and we definitely invite you all to reach out to us. The Mountain Grit phone number is directly forwarded to my cell phone number. Again, Thomas's calendar's open. Like, we want to hear from you. We want to answer your questions. Yeah, it's coming up. And that, kind of goes back to the discounting and ambassadors. That's where we are. Obviously, our true ambassadors right now are investors. And if you check out our investment page, there are different perks. So there's discount opportunities there as being an investor ambassador. But yes, it's coming up.
yeah. So maybe, just to give people a little bit of a teaser here, if there's different levels you can invest on your website. You can invest at different levels, and that opens up different perks. Just give us a few ideas. Like, there's some discounting, there's some founder gear, exclusive founder gear that they get. There we go.
yeah.
Yeah, and
What
just so
are
FYI, I've been sneaking them in every investor's box. So on the website, it doesn't say, for the minimum you get a half, but you do. So
minimum is $500? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Who is like the perfect? There's, I don't know, 7,500 people on here right now. Who's the perfect investor? Like, if I'm sitting here listening, if you guys go through kind of your investor lineup right now of who has already done this, can you break down like the demographic here? Are these snowmobilers? Are they just business minded people? Are they friends and family? Like, who break down this investment pool for us? Who's on
all the
there?
above.
Everything.
Literally all the
Yeah.
above. Yeah.
I think
Are they just in Sweden?
one.
Have you branched out?
No, we're. I think it's pretty even spread between the United States, Canada, Sweden. We do have Norway and Finland representing too. So yeah, we definitely have like a great sample of the entire snowmobile community so far. And I think the only investor type that we don't have is the corporate investor that is
Mm.
looking to make quick money out of this. The guys that we have, I think they're business minded snowmobilers. I think that's maybe what kind of holds it together. And they're seeing the opportunity, and they're listening to what we talk about. But all of them, everyone that I've talked to, have show a huge like interest in the product itself and what we do, and I think that's the most important part. We want to have people involved that are interested in what we do and share the same values, and look at the way of looking at things like functionality and product quality.
Yeah.
So that's
So
been
yeah, so you said something. The corporate guys or gals looking for a quick flip. Uh, that sounds like that's not the type of person that probably um, would want to invest in a company like Mountain Grit. Did I read that
I
right?
don't think yeah, I don't think it's not set up to be that kind of an investment to begin with. uh, I make sure to tell everyone that our ambition is that this is not a donation, this is not charity, this is not. I mean, we love the fact that a lot of them are actually backing us as founders and backing us with the vision and the ideas, but it is very, very important to us that we view this as an investment that our investor expects to make money out of. That is super important, and it has to be important. So we treat it as an investment and nothing else. But as an investment, this is going to be, it's a startup. So it is a little more long term than your regular, just buying shares on the market. And you can't really flip them in the same way. So it's a different type of investment, but a long-term investment that we're going to do everything that we possibly can to make it pay off.
Yeah. So let's say I've got $500 to $2,000 just burning a hole in my pocket today. Why would I want to invest in Mountain Grit today? I'm on here because I'm a snowmobiler. So like I'm in that space already. I'm a consumer in that space, but I've got that money sitting here, whether it's 500 or 2,500 or whatever it might be. Why should I go, become an investor?
Well, I think there's got to be probably some emotional connection to what we're trying to do for it to make sense. I mean, otherwise, I mean, let's be honest, there are ways to make quicker money than investing in Mountain Grit. But if there is that emotional connection to this, and that I think most of our investors do have, I think this is a good opportunity to join a company that have a pretty good potential to grow past the current valuation. We have already a large base of consumers that are helping us push the brand. And the way we are structuring the company and the strategies we put in place is going to, we believe, is going to help us grow steadily and predictably through long-term relationships with customers. This is not something that's going to blow up overnight, but it's also the way we're building it. This is going to be there. This is going to be here when some of us are too old to snowmobile. So I think this is going to be a really good investment because of that. But I wouldn't, if someone said, well, I'm going to need my money back next year, then I would probably advise them to not invest with us.
And as he says, like emotionally, I mean, even without emotion and the investors, current investors I've talked to or who are investing, it's really about being a part of a company that aligns with your same core values and your same beliefs, with community, with durable, reliable gear. And yeah, and being part of something like that, and to also have a voice and a seat at our table. I mean, the amount of feedback I've already gotten from some investors who a couple aren't even snowmobilers. They're more interested in the workwear line, and really hearing from them and their advice and their feedback. Like, that's what's going to help us succeed. And for that investor, that person that's curious in investing, to have that to be heard and like actually have a seat at our table and be heard is, I think, it's, you can't even put a dollar amount to that. That's kind of unheard of in our industry now. And yeah, so I think it's really community driven. And I think that our cornerstones really, hone in on that, our core values really. I think our biggest seller, why do you want to invest? Because you want to be a part of Mountain Grit. And yeah, and again, the other cool point that Thomas made, we've had a few investors do multiple investments for their kids and put them under their kids. So yeah, in 10 years, their kids will have, shares with Mountain Grit and be a part of something. So yeah.
Those are great answers, guys. And I wrote down a word here. It was just influence. Like, there's not many opportunities. If you're passionate about a certain industry or sport, the ability to have influence, share some of your influence into that brand as it's growing is a pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing, you know, to be able to say and look back on. So that thought kind of popped into my mind as you guys were explaining that. As far as the crowdfunding goes, it sounds. I think we'll probably need to wrap that up and move on to the last part of this. Is there anything that we missed as far as that would be important here? I mean, next steps would be jump off the webinar here when we're done and go to mountaingrit.com and I don't have the page pulled up, but there's an investor pay a link, I believe, in the main menu bar. So
Yep, and there's
or just text the
investment.
number and you'll be texting Tori.
Yeah. But yeah, you can just click on the investment link. Honestly, the best information out there that you can read is by clicking that investment link. We have a ton of videos, information, all about our initiatives. And there's some great Q&As at the bottom, that really, help answer any questions there, especially legality wise, that we can't really talk on. And then it also has a breakdown of all the different tiers and perks that go with the investment. You could go snowmobile with Thomas too. So check it out. There's one tier that you get a snowmobile trip with Thomas. So
And
yeah.
Tori.
and
Do you get like a private walkthrough of the compound there? Because I feel like it's like just kind of became this like kind of social media lore, you know, the
Well, I don't think it's
headquarters
in there, but hey, we'll throw it in there, definitely.
Nice.
It's a
yeah.
Cool.
There was
and
one more point though that I don't know, I didn't see it on our page, if you don't mind, because there's actually a few questions on here, and it's one that's like dear to my heart, because I just have so many relationships that are incredible with our dealers. So there was a few questions in here. Will we have a dealer program? Will we be selling to dealers, or just online? Funny, as we speak, we actually just put up a link on our website. So if you are interested in becoming a dealer, or if you have a local dealer interested in carrying Mountain Grit, they can go ahead and submit their information, and then it'll start the process with me and Thomas, and we can share our dealer program when it's ready, as well as a dealer lookbook. And Thomas and I are hitting the road hard. I'll be in the US on the road. And Thomas will be in Canada and Scandinavia. So follow along with our journey in traveling to dealers, and hopefully we can run into you on a Sunday, Monday when dealers are closed in snowmobile. Actually test out the gear, and do some content with that too. But really excited about our dealer program. You know, I think, again, when they do get the information, you know, we really are switching up the industry quite a bit. I feel like, you know, we talked about the discounted death spiral, and, you know, we saw that Thomas touched on it a little bit, but I know, you know, as a Mountain Grit partner, you know, expect price integrity, direct support from myself and Thomas, community reinvestment in your own communities with our Pay It Forward project, and obviously quality. So I just want to touch on the dealer portion.
that's good.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks, Tori. I saw one other question. Maybe we'll do that before we move on. Is there a way to bump up investment? So if I've already invested a certain amount, do I just like go back on there and just buy more, or can I just like text someone and say, hey, bump it up to this level and I'll send you the money, however you guys make that transaction happen?
Yeah, great question. Thank you so much for asking that. That's amazing. Go on and invest again, is going to be the best. If you've already been funded and have already invested, definitely go in and invest again. And then what happens when our fundraising campaign ends, we go through, and obviously our platform helps us with this, go through it and actually combine that. So then if you do hit that next tier of perks, you know, we'll be sure that you'll reach that. If you've already started the investment process, but you haven't reached the end, and you haven't been funded, you haven't paid, but you want to change your investment amount, super easy. You can just contact our, investment email, invest@mountaingrid.com or info@mountaingrid.com or TORI@mountaingrid.com, or give us a call. And super easy for us. We just have to just make one little simple click on the back end and remove your signature so that we can start a new deal, if that makes sense, hopefully. Any
I think that
questions,
makes
just
sense.
direct them to us. Yeah.
We'll let some of those questions kind of sink in because I know we're a little bit ahead, but product. You
Yeah.
guys are gonna sneak. Hey, that's the only reason why I'm on here still, guys.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
no, I'm just kidding. Um, I think we're gonna show off a glove. Is that right?
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Like we
little
actually have a
tease.
glove in hand here. A little bit
We
of a
do.
teaser.
Thomas
Yeah, a
and I
little bit of
both
a
do. It's
teaser.
not just Thomas.
Yes.
It's you.
Which
Did you guys already post?
yeah.
Did you guys already post a little teaser of the actual glove?
No,
No, no,
this
no.
is for all
This is
The
it.
premiere. This
This
is
is
it.
it
Oh
right
yeah.
here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And before we do that, we like we said before, we are gonna do a live event as soon as we have. We're gonna schedule it as soon as we have an arrival date for the samples. So we will launch the snow collection live. But yeah, Tori, let's do this. We decided to tease the gloves because they're already here, and I don't know. A couple of you have maybe heard me talk about gloves before, and also know that it's like pushing a button, and it's really hard to make me stop because I love getting into the details of gloves. I'm gonna try and not do that, but I have in my hand. See if I can hold this up so you guys can see it. Three different gloves that I'm really excited for. It's our gauntlet glove. It is our undercuff
Don't say that.
glove. No. And this glove. How do I hold this?
There
There
you
you
go.
There.
go.
Okay.
Now
Put
you're
it
in
on. Can
Okay.
you
frame.
put it on?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So why I am so excited for this glove is because it is. I'm really having trouble zeroing
Yeah,
in
you're good. There it
on
is.
this. Okay. This is a leather glove with a black
Oh, that's
top
cool.
side. Yeah. And what's really, really nice about this is how thin it is. And it is waterproof. So it has a waterproof insert. It has a Simplitex waterproof insert and a full leather palm. Has no insulation on the top. So it's really, really thin and easily maneuverable is perhaps a good word. And I just love riding in gloves that are both waterproof and at the same time. And it's really hard. I'm
We might be paused here.
oh, okay.
I got lagged out a little
I
bit.
got
Are we
like,
back? Are we back?
yep, we're back. think we lost them. Yeah, I lost you guys. All right, I got you.
Yeah, I had to just restart the browser. Maybe Thomas needs to do that. I don't know. Am I the only one here? What can you? Who do you? For those who are still doing live.
All right,
Oh,
we
there
got
we go.
Thomas.
Okay,
There we
we're good.
go.
We're coming back.
We're back
Hello.
again.
Hello. Oh, let's put
Oh, the order changed. I'm all messed up now.
Thomas is in the middle.
I'm in the middle now. Oh,
Oh gosh.
I think we're
no, you're
good.
in the middle, Tori.
Okay. Let's see how we do.
You're starting to show the glove off, and then YouTube
Well, we broke the
didn't
internet.
want
We
that to
broke the
happen or
internet.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
We broke the internet with it.
Yep. Cool. So you were showing off the waterproof, lightweight, flexible um, glove. Does this stuff have a name? Are you
Yeah.
guys still in the fun process of naming your product, or?
Ha. Funny that you say that. Yes, it has a name.
All of our names,
Tori.
yeah, all of our names are super cool. We have, I don't, will Alex let us say the names? Are we good with that?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
But all of our names are really cool. There's, some, I don't know how to put it, but yeah, they're all named after tools in your toolbox or in your
Oh,
garage. So kind of cool. So with our gloves, it was funny because Thomas said, an undercuff glove, but let's see, which one do you have in your hand right now? This lightweight one? The lightweight one,
Yep.
the amazing glove that's coming out. I'm super stoked about this. I know Thomas is, but it's called the Hex glove. Yep.
the Hex
Got little.
glove.
Hex glove, and then it
Yeah.
also comes in the gray and black.
And something that all our gloves have in common is, and for as long as we've been designing and making gloves, this has been our thing. Like if you look at the glove, it practically has no seams inside, and that means that this glove is gonna last you a very, very long time. We've drawn from the experience of using work gloves basically and learned where gloves tend to break, and the seams are always going to break. So what you're seeing here is a reinforcement, and like the only piece of the glove that's independent is going to be the thumb here, and the breaking point, we moved it so it's actually all the way up here instead of down below, in between your thumb and index fingers. So holding on to handlebars is obviously really stressful for gloves, but we've figured out a design that removes all of that stress from the glove. It's just one large single piece of leather instead of all these little pieces that you sometimes see on gloves. And that's universal for all our different gloves, no matter if there's no matter the model, they share the same design philosophy. The other thing that I really like is the way we design the fingertips. I'm going to try to show that to you. So you see how there is no stitching uh, on the tip of your fingers. You know as good as I do that we're digging for ski tips, we're loading sleds, we're using tie downs. Like we're really abusing gloves when we use them, and the fingertips they always tend to break. So this is called a wraparound fingertips. So the leather goes all the way around, and that way we can make them a lot more durable. And that's also one of those universal design features of our gloves. So these are going to go live together with the rest of the snow line that day in the beginning of March, and then you'll see read all the details and all the fun facts about them.
So cool.
Thanks, Alex, for chiming in. You could have joined the webinar too. Our man behind the scenes who's actually done all this work.
Hey, I
Yeah,
saw him drop in. He was trying to steal your glory with dropping the name of the glove, I think.
good. He can take it. He should take all
Good.
the glory.
Oh, you should.
That's cool. That's fun. Okay, so few weeks, we'll see
Yeah.
these. We'll see some additional products. Freeze again.
Yeah,
We good?
yeah. I'm gonna close some down. I don't know.
Oh,
All right. Well, I think
I
that's
feel like I'm still here.
Yeah.
We're back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
All
back.
right.
Okay, yeah, we're back. We're back again. All right, so Q&A. This will be the time. If you've got questions that have not been answered, and assuming technology is going to just hold out for just a few more minutes for us, now would be the time to drop some of those questions in. Tori, I don't know if you have any that you've seen and made notes of. I've got a couple.
Yep. I think one of the ones I just opened from Instagram. Are we going to produce large sizes like 3XL and 4XL?
And this is part of the answer that what we talked about before. We intend to stay very close to our customers. Normally, when we work with a distributor who is trying to reduce his or her risk in the store, they're going to try to avoid buying sizes that are just not the regular mediums and the large. So, by offering our customers to tell us directly when we launch the product line and open up for pre-orders, we are going to know you're basically going to be able to special order your suit in exactly the size you want in exactly the color that you want it before the production starts. So yes, you're going to make large sizes and all the colors and basically all of that you're looking for.
Great.
Questions on your end? See if any more popped up in our socials, but I think
I've got a couple here.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like I'm laggy right now, so hopefully it works out. But I know you've got a few different products that are going to be launching. I saw a couple questions about like the core property makeup of the gear. Is there anything that you can uh, address as far as some of the core material properties that you'll be using?
Yeah, if that's okay with Alex Thomas, but I guess I saw one of them in here. Yes, Sympatex. We'll be using Sympatex Cordura. Thomas, do you want to finish?
I didn't hear the question. Sorry, I was thrown out.
Core properties of the material, of a lot of the material that you'll be using in the production run.
Yeah, we have a very long relationship with Sympatex, and it is a product that we learned to trust. So yes, we're going to be continuing with Sympatex, and that means very, very durable Cordura fabrics and an extremely high waterproofing and great breathability.
Awesome. Hope that answers the question above. Oh, I already answered, or I already asked most of the ones I wrote down. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? I'm going to
I
scroll
think
back
we've
through.
kind of, yeah, answered a lot of them on the go. There's a Tubi logo over your head, Thomas, so I put a Mountain Grit logo over it. So that works. Let's see what else.
I get questions about that. I keep it as a
Uh,
memory.
yeah. Okay. So here's one. I think we've kind of answered it, but maybe just a quick little bump up. Um, is the idea with the products to open next month? Is this for pre-orders and then delivery will be in spring or in fall, like summer, fall? Or I guess if a transaction happens next month, when will gear land on my doorstep?
Yeah. So we open up for pre-orders beginning of March, and we are placing our production order in the end of March, and it'll be delivered in mid-September, end of September.
There you go. So yeah, it'll be a fall delivery or an early fall delivery.
Early fall delivery, correct.
Fall delivery. Right after Heydays. You guys gonna go to Heydays? You guys got any shows planned, or are you gonna kind of heads down, for the first little bit?
Yeah, it's
We've been
definitely,
talking about it.
yeah, it's definitely in the works. We definitely want to be out there, obviously. So yes, should see us peeking up at a few in the fall. Yep.
We'll
Cool.
be returning with a show calendar once we get
Like,
closer to September.
oh, cool. Nice. Let's see. I don't see any other questions. If there's anything out there, now's your time. Otherwise, we've got to get Thomas to bed here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's past my bedtime. Yeah, well, while we're waiting for any final questions, I could again just talk a little bit about the closing of the fundraise, and in combination with the launch of our product line. The reason why we're extending the race until the end of March is also because that's our deadline to wrap up for production. So our investors, part of the perks that we're giving out to our investors is that you're able to pre-order products with a discount. So and that's really the only way of getting a discount on what we do. So we want to allow people that that have invested or are thinking about becoming investors to join us and have time to see the products and make a decision if they want a 4XL in yellow and orange. Yeah, we have that. So, but we need that order in during March. So that's kind of where everything is coming together.
Okay, my
Awesome.
favorite question so far. What sleds do you all
Oh.
ride?
Oh, that's a good question. Trevor, what do you ride?
So yeah, my weapon of choice is it's a Polaris 9R. That's the weapon of choice. So that's the daily driver.
Does it have a wrap?
Does it have a wrap? Yeah, we might know someone who could help us out in that area. But no, we laugh about that because a lot of times our wraps look the worst because like we put so many on and we look at so many of them. When it comes to like our own stuff, it's like just get it on so we can go ride, And but yeah, no, it's fully wrapped. She's looking clean, dialed. Yep.
It's looking clean.
What about you guys?
Nice. Yeah, I'm on a 9R too.
Me too.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Crap.
Yeah.
We just
Oh,
we just lost half of the live viewers right there. Jeez. Oh, sorry about that. No, that's great. We actually just wrapped up a big project for a big client that's shipping a bunch of kits. I guess it's not in Sweden, but it's in Norway. It's a northern
okay.
part of Norway. So um, yeah, we the team has been grinding the last 5 days to get out a big bulk wrap order for a cool client.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much, Trevor, for being our host with the most. Um, it's just great questions, and to be able to just have a conversation instead of like a structured, this is what we're going to do, was awesome. So thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great time. Love it.
Yeah.
Glad
Yeah.
glad to
Great
see
job.
glad to follow along your guys' journey. It's I love business. I love snowmobiling when those two worlds get to merge and connect, and we get to follow along people putting themselves out there and with the goal to do cool stuff. I think it's fun and it's good. It's good entertainment. It's good information. It's just all around great, fantastic. So thanks for inviting me, and you guys did really good. Like usually you see a big drop off in a live webinar, and we've gone over an hour now, and it's held strong the whole time. So thank you guys all for showing up and um, acting. You could have just saw a message from Mountain Grid and passed by, but no, you acted on it, and you're here and got to see the Hex glove. Okay, so there you go, first eyeballs on it.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. If anyone has thought about questions that they want to talk to me directly about, my calendar is still open. So if you go on our website and click on schedule a meeting, you'll end up in my calendar and we'll take it from there.
And that is up on the top of the website in the garage. Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. Reach out if you have any more questions and follow along with mine and Thomas's long journey on the road the next couple of months, showcasing Mountain Grit.
Hey, keep us along for the ride, guys. Don't be shy. All right. The bad, and
So
the ugly. We want to see it all.
you'll get to see it all.
Awesome. Great. Thanks,
I'll say.
guys.